she was there for a project on the plight of farmers there, and I had accompanied, thinking that it would be a nice picnic for me. As we drove into the barren lands, the barren districts of Ahmednagar, I was shocked. It was a desolate, arid landscape, parched fields all over the place, dead cattle lying by the roadside. And when we stopped at each village to discuss with the farmers, they told us heart-rending tales about how many families had lost breadwinners due to failed crops. Every village virtually had the same story. And therefore, when we reached this village in the evening, my daughter said, "Dad, have we taken the wrong route? Have we reached the wrong place?" Her question was answered by a village pramukh who said, "You have come to a village called Ralegaon Siddhi, a village which is now being made famous by Sri Anna Hazare." And what really was the drive behind all this? Anna Hazare was a man with passion, a man who had this one-minded drive to do something for his small village, a village which had only distilleries at one time, which had record unemployment, where farmers would commit suicide almost every week. And he decided that he had to make a difference to that village. And it was there for us to see. This village was like an oasis in the desert. It was like a beacon in the dark. He had transformed the entire village, both agriculturally and socially. And that is what I think we need to pontificate and reflect and see whether making a difference is what we are on this planet for. Going ahead with the session, we have a few role players for the evening who I'm sure will make a great difference to our thinking and our listening at the end of the session. May I call upon the art counter for the evening, which role is going to be played by a calm and collected Toastmaster, a man of probity, I must say. And when I asked him about his take on what the theme meant to him, he said it in one word: charity. And in fact, this was reflected when I saw him carrying a whole pile of notebooks for distribution to needy children. So without further ado, may I request Toastmaster Harshad Thakkar to tell us something about the role.
My duty as art counter is to listen attentively to each speaker. Make a note of the following used by the speaker. The cut sounds like a, her, Filler words, but, like so, okay. Filler phrases, you know, and so, etc. Extremely long pause. When called upon, my report sheet give an account of the speaking errors. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harshad, for that very lucid explanation of your role. And now we have the third role player for the evening, and this will be the timer. And he is the person who is going to keep track of time to see how many of us, including yours truly, honor the sanctimonious concept of time in Toastmaster session. And this role is going to be played today by Toastmaster Nimesh Mehta. He is a corporate professional, having served in the sales and service area for around 17 years, if I'm not mistaken. And when I asked him what his take on the theme is, it was very simple. He said, if I can bring a smile to the faces of anyone I meet, including sweeper, the watchman, even the chai wala, I think I have made a difference to somebody. With that, I hand you over to the role player for the evening, Toastmaster Nimesh.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as time my responsibility is to time prepare speeches, speech evaluations, and the regular topics speeches during this meeting. When a speaker reaches the minimum time allotted, I will display the green card. When speaker reaches the midpoint of the time allotted, I will display the yellow card. And when a speaker reaches the total time allotted to him, I will display a red card. The speaker has 30 minutes grace time before the green card or after the red card is displayed. 30 seconds, sorry. 30 seconds before the green card and after the red card is displayed in order to qualify for the role. Over to Mr.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nimesh. Going ahead with the evening, most of you would have heard about this small story. In fact, with WhatsApp today, it's very difficult to claim that any story is original, or at least you can keep it to yourself for some time. But anyway, this is an oft-repeated story about the father who was taking his son for a walk on the beach. A huge tide comes in and washes in a lot of dead fish onto the beach. The father bends down, picks up each struggling fish and throws it back into the water. The son was rather amazed and wondered what his father was up to. And then he asked his father, "Dad, why do you want to break your back doing this?" The father said, picking up one more struggling fish and throwing it back into the sea, he said, "It has made a difference to that fish." Now, the whole point of this story is that sometimes we in life get overawed by the challenges or by the tasks that we face in trying to make this difference to people around us. But I think what we should do is, let us not look at it as a big challenge. Let us take a small step, like the man did for that fish, that particular fish. Let us take a small step and see if it can make a big difference to an individual rather than for the entire community. And now let us get on with speakers, and if I may use the word again, 2 speakers of great probity, excellent speakers, and above all, great human beings. The first speaker for the evening is a Toastmaster. I don't know her so well because I am quite new to Toastmasters. When I asked her for an introduction for herself, she gave a very interesting and smart, and I would say a very Toastmasterly introduction. A mere human being who yearns to be human. And I think I like that very much. And further I said, okay, now can you tell me something about the theme, making a difference? Very interesting again, and I will quote her so that I don't distort what she said. If I can make a difference by making someone smile with a simple gesture of mine, then that would be very fulfilling. I want people to embrace humanity in its purest form. In fact, after she told me about this, I almost handed over my role to her, saying that this is good enough for the opening remarks. But before I call on Toastmaster Shraddha for a B3 speech from the Competent Communicator Manual, we have her evaluator who will tell us something about what this project is all about. And this evaluation is going to be done by our present VP membership. Looks like this is a very, very last minute change. Okay. Another man of great probity. Who has embellished himself by his great speeches. I have been floored every time he comes to the floor here. And I'm sure that we're going to have an excellent evaluation from this gentleman, Toastmaster Sunil. Please welcome Toastmaster Sunil.
Every speech must have a general and specific purpose, and the objective of this project 3 is get to the point. The objectives are select a speech topic and determine its general and specific purposes, organize the speech in a manner that best achieves its purposes, ensure the beginning, body and conclusion, and reinforce these purposes, project sincerity and conviction, and control any nervousness that you may feel. Strive not to use notes. Timer, please note the time is 5 to 7 minutes.
All the thank you, Toastmaster. I now welcome Madam Toastmaster Shraddha for the speech titled The Balancing Beam. The Balancing Beam by Madam Toastmaster Shraddha.
Get on to the balancing beam. Visit our PT teacher. Shraddha Jalan, you're next. Excited to learn something new. I waited my turn with bated breath. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Have you ever tried gymnastics? When I was about 8, I got a chance to step onto the balancing beam. For more than 2 years, I eyed it, but only from a distance. It always intrigued me to watch my seniors get onto it from one side, walk right across it, and nicely hop off the other. Some of them somersaulted midway, yet landed firmly on the wheel. It was now my turn. I stepped onto it for the very first time. And as I took my first step, I began to dance. Hurriedly, I took my second step, and this time I toppled over to the other side. Shraddha Jalal, why don't you raise your hands? But I blew the whistle again. Hurriedly, wanting to prove that yes, I could do it, I began to raise my hands, and lo and behold, I fell to the ground with a thud. To the right of the beam ran a hedge, and my shoulder went and bumped right over it, hitting myself hard. arms. Here, I just stood and kept my focus onto the ground, which is why all I needed to do that day was open up a bit on the balancing beam, and I would have saved you. As I stepped onto the balancing beam of my life, often I found myself in my woes and follies. And now, when I do so, I recall that balancing act of mine. Almost instantly, my focus shifts back to what I want, what I would like to do, and how I would like to be. My family was the epicenter of my life until last May, when I realized that my health was going for 6. Weighing 84 kilos, I wondered to myself at every designer dress that I saw. Sat and cringed when my children refused to share the dessert with me. Every trip over my heels made them bear the brunt for it. Missing my parents, I would always wonder what an aimless life I led. And then I came up with a plan. Along with making risotto for the children, I need some time to do yoga. Trying to do all to please everyone around me, I also made time to visit my parents. Every morning, I sit and plan my day. A few minutes of meditation, a bit of exercise, and to reconnect with my parents are the 3 major balancing acts that have now begun to show their impact on me. I'm 15 kilos lighter, healthier, way happier, and most of all, feel fulfilled. Let's get a balancing act right, lest we fall flat on our face. Let's meander, mold, and move forth as life demands. I have begun to make an attempt and want to ask you, what's your plan? Are you balancing the beam of your life well by imparting a genuine peace? Are you every single day embracing that joy of being the best of you?
Dear Toastmasters and respected guests, as a Toastmaster, it's safe to say that we all have some inclination to development. And in order to develop myself, I started listening to some world-renowned personalities. The other day I was listening to Sadhguru, and in his wide sagely voice, he said the following words. Every thought that we think and every action that we take changes the very chemistry of your brain. Joy is a natural phenomenon, misery is your own creation. Within minutes of listening to that speech, I became an enlightened being. I realized I had wasted the past 40 years of my life. 41 to be honest with you. As soon as I got enlightened, I did an extremely courageous thing. I went straight to my wife to show how enlightened I had become. When I went to her, she was deeply engrossed in her phone. I don't know what is the superficial life you're leading on WhatsApp and Facebook. Leave Facebook and look at my face. I'm the reality. She looked at me and said, we have to pay rupees 1 lakh for our son's 10th standard tuition fees, which is only an advance. I suddenly forgot why I got it. When I got back to my senses, I thought maybe it's not such a good idea to display your enlightenment towards your mind. I'm sure even Sadhguru's mind doesn't find him as enlightened as you. So I went to my 15-year-old son. In order to connect with him first, I read him a really funny joke from a Bombay Toastmasters group. But he had absolutely no reaction. I told him, Dash, I read you a really funny joke just now. And this is how he reacted. LOL! I still kept mine. Then I requested him, can you pass me my new self-development book which is lying on my right? With his gaze firmly fixed on his phone, he moved his hand and accidentally knocked off an expensive crystal shoe. That's when I lost my cool and said, your phone is confiscated now for a week. I didn't feel too enlightened doing it. Then I went to my 5-year-old daughter. Now she's 5 years old. I should be like a Buddha compared to her. She came to me and gave me a hypnotic daughter smile. I put a comment on Facebook saying it is therapeutic to watch your daughter. She then came to me and said, I want to go to the garden. Before I could say anything, she said, I want to go to the garden. I want to go. 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 I said, Isha, be quiet. I'll punish you in the corner right now. She said, I want to go. My next comment on Facebook was, when the same daughter starts playing with you, you start doing therapy. My wife was witnessing all this. Said, do you know what your problem is? I said, please enlighten me. She said, knowing is not being. But knowing is not being. Wow, that's deep. What does it mean? She said, the problem is you think you are enlightened, but you are not. Sadly, I realized that was true. But I didn't want to give up on my enlightenment. So I started listening to Ekant. He said he used to spend a lot of time in park benches before he got enlightened. So every day after my work hours, I would go to Priyadarshini Park and sit up on the bench. And I would see 20 young couples sitting in front of me. But I never look at them, I always look beyond them. And something did occur. I thought, why am I waiting to get enlightened for the rest of my life, or even 10 years, or even for a year? Was I living my life correctly even for a period of 24 hours? And the answer was no. Now, pardon me when I ask you all this, because I know that a lot of you are intellectually a lot more accomplished than I am. But are many of you making the same mistake as me? Are you also waiting for that one big thing to happen, or to get X amount of money, to really start living your life and be happy about it? Where did we get this rule from? Did you read it in a book? Did someone tell you? We really don't need any guru, any mentor's permission to really live our life and be happy about it. We only need to give permission to ourselves. But yet we find it so difficult to do. Don't we come to Toastmasters to feel 30% more alive about our life? When I said all this to my wife, she said, now I think you're understanding what enlightenment means. I said, it's really fine if I don't get enlightened. If I can learn to live 24 hours of my life at a time correctly, that itself will be a huge achievement. So while my search for enlightenment continues, I would really like to thank all the self-help gurus I have learned, who have taught me that even though we are just human beings, we are by no means godly. And lastly, I would like to thank my family members who have kept a reality check on my enlightenment levels. Because sometimes the way a family member can put you to test, nobody else can. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Satish. Let me exhibit my probity first by telling you that I forgot to mention the topic, the title of the speech. In fact, in case some of you are still wondering how he got into enlightenment, very, very interesting topic. How I did not get enlightened. That was Toastmaster Satish running for you. 30 seconds now for us to put down our comments for the speaker. For the benefit of the guests, I'd like to say that this is a practice which we have at every Toastmaster session, where we give a feedback to every speaker, whether it's the prepared speeches or the table topics. Guests are also invited to write their comments. Slips not written. I now request the timer to tell us about the timings for the speeches, for the two speeches. Yeah.
You read out to the audience, Venu will write it down.
Toastmaster Shraddha has taken 6 minutes and 41 seconds. Is qualified. 6 minutes and 41 seconds. And Toastmaster Satish is qualified by 4 minutes and 36 seconds. 36. Just.
6 minutes. 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 6 min
Thank you.
the rest. No votes.
We are not going to have, that's what I was just, I mean, since we have had only 2 speeches this evening, we will not have for a voting any of the 2. But as we always say, I think both the speakers have been winners for the evening. As Toastmasters, we always say that we meet in a club to provide a positive learning environment, mutually supportive for us to learn from each other, speak, listen, evaluate. So when I got this message from my previous club, which I belong to, it was a message about a conference, about a meeting. And I said, what's new about this? And when I went through the fine print, I realized that it was going to be a meeting of the champions of speakers from all over the world who would congregate in Bahrain. Now again, what's so great about this? Again, when I read the fine print, it said that they were going to speak for a cause which the great Muhammad Ali was dear. Muhammad Ali, if you have read his biography, was not just a champion in the boxing ring, but after he quit boxing, he did a lot for social causes, including for the disabled. And in fact, these Toastmasters were getting together to promote that. So the point that I am getting at is that while we as Toastmasters encourage each other in our own area of public speaking, I think there are areas like this where Toastmasters can get together for a greater cause and make a much larger difference for the entire society. I think it's a point which I wanted to tell you, which you can think about all our senior Toastmasters. Now let's get on with the session. And this is a session which some people really look forward to, and some people perhaps even hide their faces behind the desks or the people in front of them. I am referring to the table topic session. But more on that from our table topics master for the evening. This is a table topics master, a Toastmaster rather, who I've seen has always exhibited a certain kind of joyfulness and enthusiasm whenever and wherever she is present. And when I asked her about her thoughts on what making a difference means, she again said it very simply. She said, for me, if I educate people around me, if I educate children around me, either by way of teaching or sponsoring them, for me, that is making a big difference. So fellow Toastmasters, without wasting more time, let us invite our Toastmaster for the evening, for the table topic session, Toastmaster Nivedita.
Thank you, Toastmaster. No one knows exactly when all it started, but people in Khammam, a place in Andhra Pradesh, know Ramaya as Tetla Ramaya. Whereas Tetlu means a tree. This person, in his early 70s, carries plants on his cycle, seeds in his pockets, and drive miles together planting trees with fond hope that entire area will be green in near future. To our surprise, he has planted more than 1 crore trees for the best award for the service to the nation. So both these things tells us, irrespective of age or socio-economic status, people made a difference to one's life. So, very good evening once again, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. So, we had a really meaningful theme for the day that is making a difference, and with all probability, what I can say, we have equally impactful speeches, two speeches we just had. And with that, now we are moving on to the next session, that is table topics. For the benefit of guests as well as new Toastmasters, I would like to share the table topic session in Toastmasters meeting. Help us to practice thinking and speaking quickly. Be able to learn or be able to gather our thoughts and present with minimum preparation. So with this, I request timer to give the timings for this table topic session.
Dear guests, in case of table topic speaker, when a speaker reaches the minimum time limit, that is 1 minute in this case, I will display the green card. When table topic speaker reaches the midpoint, that is in this case will be 1.30 minutes, I'll display a yellow card. And when table topic speaker finishes the time allotted, I will display a red card. Please note there are no grace time in the table topic.
So just one addition. There is no, so the timing is minimum 1 minute and maximum 2 minutes 30 seconds. So there is a grace after the maximum time. Timer, please note the time. Yeah? Sorry. Okay. We'll start with this session. I have few topics with me. So I'll start. I'll ask the come on the stage, select the topic. I'll read the topic for you, and then one can start speaking. I'll start with the speaker.
Incorrectly pronounce that word. But that is what I believe. That is what I understand, that if I start following small things
in me as a person, then yes, small change is required to make that thing happen. Thank you. Over to you. Naveen, your topic is status quos are meant to be broken. Status quos are meant to be broken, Naveen.
So just to touch the 1 minute mark, this being my first time here, I have a guest today. I'll start with my introduction as well before I missed out. At the beginning, can I? No, you have to start with the top. The topic itself. Just to begin with, that quote brings to mind a quote that I had heard and has stayed with me since the first time that I heard it. It's semi-inspirational. It talks about when you go out to put up a monument, don't think of the end game as much as laying the first brick. So focus on the little bits in the moment. Focus on where you are and what's the first immediate thing that you have to do and do it the best that you can. Thinking of that and my subject for the speech, I think I am changing the status quo from there, being very nervous, to coming here, being in front of you, trying to be open and thinking on my feet. I was just sitting there a little while back thinking that I want to be here, but be as much of being as possible rather than using the words that I speak to be a screen that keeps me from facing my fears of speaking in public. I think I can close with that. So.
and I was overweight. And then when I went to the naturopathy, I was clearly told the best thing if you want to do away with your hernia problem is you reduce weight, all the problems will automatically vanish. Then I came back, I reduced 27 kgs when I was in naturopathy. And whenever somebody has went to naturopathy or reduce weight, again my body put on weight, then I made other excuse. But what happens is that actually I come out very late, I stay alone, I don't find time to cook, and that's the reason actually. So all these things are bullshit. Because see, if I have to make progress, either a person can show results or a person can show excuses. So excuses are all, and who makes them? I'm actually an expert in making excuses. So let us get out of it and make some real progress. Thank you.
Are you watching the couples ahead of you?
Rahul, one thing you want to change desperately. One thing you want to change desperately. Toastmaster Rahul.
Putting end before the means. Initially in my life, I was putting end before the means. Because end is a driver of your ambition. End gives us that temptation that whatever it takes to reach to that end. But just by putting end in mind and not following the path to reach to that end may sometimes choke us. And that's what it happened during my TYBCom exam. Because I wanted first class in TYBCom. And then if it is not happening, your preparation is not there, that end may sometimes choke us. And keeping end in mind is important. What I realized, keeping end in mind is important, but following the path to reach to that end is more important. And then I realized over a period of time, following a path to reach to that end is more important than only by keeping end in mind. And that is where the coaches and you will hear people saying that don't just keep end in mind, but follow the path of reaching or achieving that particular end. And that is one thing which I wanted to make change in my life. Over to you.
Very good. A person can't shine light if he is afraid of the dark. A person can't shine light if he is afraid of the dark.
I can't be a best public speaker if I would have been sitting there and thinking. So, in order to develop confidence to speak in front of a fairly large crowd. So if I have to be a confident speaker, I have to face the fear and take the every opportunity that I get to speak in front of a crowd. So it's really making me very uncomfortable. This is what it takes to be a leader, to be a confident speaker.
did this. It's not necessary that you should stand out. And that is the reason many of them, they don't come for table topic. Because people feel that you may not stand out. First time, 2.5 years ago when I joined Bombay Toastmasters, I was under the same impression. And I was hesitant. It took me nearly 4 to 5 months to be my believer because I felt I'm going to be a laughing stock. People are going to laugh at me. But as I experience more and more meetings, that even if you don't stand out, you get a loud round of applause. That is the best part of Toastmasters. So friends, I would, the newcomers or the members who are going to join Bombay Toastmasters, I would only say that you have to make a beginning. Let your standing out come at the end of the year also, doesn't matter. And that is what I believe. So it is not necessary that you should stand out all the time. Thank you.
Surendra, your topic is person who made a difference in your life. Person who made a difference in your life. Surendra.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Person who made difference in my life. But I have many persons who have made changes in my life, I can say. The first person who changed my life is that I started one of the business started in chemical business, and one of the person who was in my college, he took me to one of the manufacturers of the chemicals. There I picked up the business, and after that, because I was planning that I will be completing my CA chartered accountancy or law and become an advocate. But the person who changed my life, he said, ultimately you want to earn money, but you do the business. So the person is Mr. Amit, and he took me to chemical market. I started in chemical business. I started with the trading. Then I started with the manufacturing, and today I have one of the public listed company, and one of my friend Kamal Mittal is another person who changed my life. He brought me here and he said, you may be running a public limited company, but since it is a Toastmaster, you may be able to address shareholders, but addressing somebody here is something different. So I feel Mr. Kamal Mittal is also one of the persons who changed my life.
Anybody from Toastmaster? Prashant, your topic is you want to make a difference to. You want to make a difference to Toastmaster Prashant.
This is what we have all been doing since so many years. When we have been highlighted by our respected Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, for Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, or we can say, keep clean, whatever. Unless, if I don't want to change myself or bring difference in the society, nothing can be done. Every citizen says, if I don't go for a voting on election day, what difference it makes? Just one vote. But friends, we say that the ocean is being made out of one drop each. So the same way, our
we have to exercise our voting rights to bring a stable government for our country. And that is what we have seen in the last election. And I am sure that looking at the percentage of voting took place, each and every individual in this room must have used the right of voting. And I have done so. And I am proudly saying that yes, I can bring change. I want to change. Thank you.
Really nice speeches, and thanks to all the speakers. So with this, before handing over the session to Toastmaster of the day, I would like to have the timer report. Yeah, tell me.
Toastmasters run 1 minute and 51 seconds. Now we do 1 minute and 47 seconds. Kamal took 1 minute and 51 seconds. Rahul took 1 minute and 23 seconds. Arvind took 53 seconds. Toastmaster Shekhar took 1 minute and 7 seconds. Surinder took 1 minute and 37 seconds. Toastmaster Prashant took 1 minute and 10 seconds.
So with this, all the speakers. So except Arvind, all other speakers qualified for the vote. You have this sheet, so there you can vote for the best table topic speaker. Thank you. So with this, I'll hand over the stage.
I think she deserves much. And the applause also goes out to all those speakers who did remarkably well. And in particular, of course, the guests who took that extra step to come up and speak in front of a new audience. I hope that the first half of the session has done something, has made some difference to the thinking of the august audience. And in case it hasn't, I do hope the snack session for the next few minutes will make some difference. So let's have a short break, maybe 5 minutes. I know it will stretch, but let's target the 5 minutes. Good evening. Good evening. I hope the snacks have made some difference. I can see the energy level is slightly better. Before I proceed to the second half of the session, let me acknowledge the presence of a distinguished person in our midst. He is Toastmaster Hitendra Badan, District Credentials Chair and Division A, Division Director Elect. Please welcome. Moving on to the second part of the session, we have what we call the evaluation session, and this is going to be conducted by a veteran Toastmaster who runs a consultancy firm in the field of analytics. And when I asked him again on what this team meant to him, he said, in his own words, to lead a contributive life, sharing in everyone's joys and sorrow. Well said, Toastmaster Natarajan. And with a huge round of applause, please welcome.
first have evaluation of the prepared speeches. Then we have the tactic, that is the timer, and the who come and present the reports on their various goals for the day. And then finally, your student comes and sums up the entire day with the general evaluation. So without any further ado, let me call on the first evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Sundar, who will evaluate Toastmaster Sundar.
Today I heard the balancing being general evaluator and especially Toastmaster Shraddha. The objectives of the speech were get to the point. And did she? Of course she did. I loved Shraddha's topic selection and she accentuated it by narrating a personal story. Which is always good because there's a certain flow that comes from within when you narrate something that's happened with you rather than have overheard somebody else's experience. As she took the delicate tightrope walk of balancing being, I could see her focus on meeting the objectives of the speech was to make a specific purpose of the speech. What I loved about the speech was Shraddha's exuberance, her ever-smiling face, which always was beaming with both happiness and confidence. And that brought me to the first suggestion, that when she damaged her hand, she was still smiling. I wanted her to show the pain. I felt the pain when I felt it. I wanted some facial expressions to change in the voice modulation to show that pain had no difference, because the gurus have said whenever you fall, pick up something. While she went forward, I thought rather than keep the balance on the stage, she probably had an eye on some guy here that she was always on the left hand of the stage. And I thought we would have balanced the stage better, as your speech also suggested in the balance. Another way you had as a title of a speech a lot of opportunities to begin your speech. Has anybody ever tried walking on a beam? I did the first time and I flopped badly. And then started retrospection. Overall, I think you met the objectives of the speech very well, because it was personal, it was inspiring. It was very influential, it was persuasive. But with a few suggestions of voice modulation and also raising your voice a bit, because sitting on the last bench, I had to stretch listening to some of the words, especially when you pitch me down. With all that, I think your balance will be as good as Nadia Comensi got in the 1974 column.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil, for that inspiring evaluation. We now call upon Toastmaster Mudit, who will evaluate Toastmaster Satish's speech.
When Toastmaster Babu introduced the session, the guests suspected if this was a stand-up comedy forum. When Toastmaster Satish stepped on it, they were sure. People were rolling throughout his speech. From the moment he entered on stage till the time he went and sat back, they were discussing his one-liners in the break. And I was so proud as to evaluate a speaker like him. And I was expecting this because we have been seeing his humorous speaking abilities since the very beginning. Now, speaking humorously is a challenge, and to deliver a message is challenge number 2. And when both of these things are combined, it becomes an insurmountable challenge. But Toastmaster Satish today managed to deliver a message with his USP, and that was humor. I really love the part where Satish talks to his daughter and really imitates how the daughter daughter was behaving and talking to him. And I could really see the daughter in the build Satish, the little daughter. I think that's the whole magic of body language. It takes you to another place. Although the speech was great, I thought it could not do much justice to the objectives of the speech, and that is body language. For instance, the topic and the stories that were chosen were apt for the speech, and when I was hearing the story, I was waiting as when would you switch your body language to go into that mood. For example, when you talk about Sadhguru, from your normal casual posture, you could go into some saint-like posture. And that would take me, yes, I'm watching Sadhguru. When you would talk about your teenage son, you would become a little casual, yeah, dad, sort of. And of course, you did the daughter part really well, but you had so many characters in your speech which you could really enact and get into the body language. Movement on stage is another very important part. I like how you've nailed the neutral posture, which a lot of speakers really don't know what to do with their hands. But in a P5, I needed to go beyond it. I think the only time when you moved on stage is when you got on it and then you went back to sit. The rest of the time, I could not see what is hidden behind you out here. And I think you could really work on that in such a great speech. Now, the other part of it is, you're a very humorous speaker, but you crack intelligent humor. And it takes some time to digest it. Some intelligent people were laughing, and I could not laugh, and I felt really bad. What did you just say? I could not even ask the people beside, because by that time the next joke began and they had already laughed. So it was a chain of jokes which I could not understand. So I want you to consciously slow down your speaking, your rate of speaking. And the other thing is, because a lot of people start laughing, I needed to wait and wait for the applause to end. Because a lot of times your last few words of sentences were either eaten up by you or the audience. At 4 minutes 36 seconds, you escape disqualification. I think a speech like that deserves a 7-minute plus, and the audience was waiting for more. You turned them on and you left the room.
So for the benefit of guests, apart from turning the audience, what evaluators do in Toastmasters is we evaluate to motivate. So you must have noticed, it's not just the two speakers, but everybody in the room feels so energized and motivated by the sheer impact the evaluation made. Without any further ado, I'd like to call on the timer.
Toastmasters meeting took 3 minutes and 2 seconds. 3 minutes and 2 seconds.
Yep.
Toastmaster moving to 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
Thank you. So the interest or the fact that we have just 2 evaluators today, we will not have a vote for the best evaluator. Let me now call on the R counter to present the R counter's report.
I would like to start with the guest Toastmaster that you gave me very easy. So we will go in a descending order. So the first number kept me easy and smiling because while marking, I was very much, enjoying that I have been marking some, R's and repeat words and Arvind, there were 7 R's, 2 long pauses, 8 filler words. So overall 19 was your sounds. Then Toastmaster Mudit, 2 R's, 7 repeat words, 9 filler words, so 18. Number 3 was Navid, 9 R's, 1 repeat word, and 5 filler words, total 15. Number 4, Kamal, 3 R's, 3 Surendra, 2 hours, 3 repeat words, 7 filler words, total 12. Number 6, Prashant, 2 hours, 1 long pause, 1 repeat word, 5 filler words, total 9. Toastmaster Rahul, 2 hours, 3 repeat words, 3 filler words, total 8. Toastmaster Shekhar, 2 long pauses and 5 filler words, total 7. Toastmaster Babu, 2 repeat words and 5 filler words, total 7. Toastmaster Sunil, 1 hour, 1 repeat word, 3 filler words, total 5. Toastmaster Shraddha, 2 long pauses, 1 repeat word, 1 filler word, total 4. Toastmaster Satish, 2 filler words, total 2. Nivedita, 3 hours, 1 long pause, 2 repeat words, 8 filler words, total 14. Next.
I think surely the person who's taken so much of pains to note down our mistakes for our benefit deserves much more. And now invite the repeated Toastmaster application.
As already told, weak in English, weak in grammar, a very small report. Two wonderful words that I felt in the speech is, one is embellished and then epic center of my life. The 2 words. When Satish was speaking, he had so many things. I was so engrossed, but the speed of his delivery, as Udit said, I missed out everything. But a lot of wonderful words in that. And one of the Toastmasters gave me a pronunciation error chance, conjunction, and she herself said, maybe I am wrong. So, conjunction also is something. And there are few, normal vernacular medium and English medium that happens from session. It is not session, it is session. So that is what. Then somebody said, you will hear people saying, you will hear people saying, that is the next sentence. Somebody said, confidence, I am a confident speaker. It's a confident speaker. And somebody said, the first person is that. And the statement broke. Started with trading, with manufacturing. Should have been started with trading and moved into manufacturing. Would have been the correct. As far as the word of the day is concerned, only President, Toastmaster of the day, and table topic master use that. None of the table topic speakers use that word. So apparently my grammarian is saying to qualify for the best table topic speaker, the table topic speaker should use word of the day. So none of them have used. Lastly, a wonderful statement from Sunil, whenever you fall, become something. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster English. Now sum up the proceedings for the day. So, our club has a tremendous amount of probity in commencing meetings on time. That is in fact ingrained in the very DNA of our club. And true to that, at 6:00 p.m. sharp, the sergeant at arms of the day came to lead the mission of a Toastmaster. Not only did he just not read it, I felt that he was creating each and every word as he read it. And that was very beautifully done. He also then introduced the presiding officer of the day. That was very nicely done. The president, with his seasoned repertoire of skill in hosting a Toastmaster meeting, involved the guests and transitioned from their feedback to question and telling me who are the role players in the evaluation. So that very moment itself, you made a difference to the meeting. He also made a difference by coming and introducing very beautiful examples. We spoke of Anna Hazare. These are live examples. So I think all of us will leave the room tremendously inspired. The Toastmaster of the day also made a tremendous difference to the table topic session. So just before he was transitioning to the table topic master, he actually spoke about the fear that all of us have, including current Toastmasters, towards table topics. And I think that made a difference in the very mood and the context in which everybody approached the table topic session. Not just the speaker, but I was also noticing in the audience, there were people egging each other on who won't speak. So that made a tremendous difference. The table topic master, I think she came, she was true to the theme of the day, and her topics were very much in line with making a difference to the speakers who came and spoke. So that was also very beautifully done. What I would like to offer in terms of just 2 bits of thought, one suggestion, is that while the blackboard is very beautifully created in terms of the title, I think the names of the role players could be written a little better. It could be spaced out a little better so that the audience would know who are these people who are of service to us on this particular day. So that could have been done a little better. But all in all, I think it was a tremendous meeting, great energy, and I wish the club has many, many more joyous meetings like this where we truly make a difference to each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhavan, for that very exhaustive evaluation. I'm sure the incoming and the outgoing presidents will take note of all the small tips and suggestions and carry it forward for the next few sessions. Again, we have come almost to the fag end of the session. Let me just reiterate a little of the theme that I started off with. Difference means different things to different people. Like I said, for a person like Anna Hazare, it meant changing an entire community, providing amenities, providing facilities, improving a lot of people around him. And I also said that sometimes such tasks look too gigantic for us to undertake. But if you look at it in your daily life, there are so many things that we can do to others to make a difference. Blood donation. I'm sure many of you here would be doing that to make a big difference, literally to the life and save the life of someone else. You can go a step further, pledge organs, which again I'm sure quite a few of you are doing. But more than all this, how much does it take for us to sit and chat, let us say, with the old and the aged, the lonely and the depressed, talk to them, listen to their woes, and make them feel better? And as 2 of the speakers said today, what they felt about making the difference is just to give a smile. A smile even to a stranger can make an entire difference, can make in fact this day for him. So I think with these thoughts, I will leave it to you to go home and ponder over this and see if you can make a difference right now. Before I shut shop for the day, let us, I think, acknowledge I know it's not counted now, the probity and the precision with which all the speakers and all the role players have conducted their roles for the evening. And now, I will once again invite the President for his last words. I don't mean otherwise when I say the last words. I mean the last words of the session. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, the last few words of your term of presidency. Over to you, President.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. That was a beautifully strong Toastmaster. Thank you very much. In your role as Toastmaster of the Day today, you showed me how a meeting can effectively be strung together, not only to be fun, but to be enlightening as well. Many words of wisdom and many thoughts that I'm sure I will carry with me for a very long time. A task for you right now is to vote for the person that you believe was the best among the big three. The big three meaning table topics master, Nivedita, general evaluator, Rajan, and Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster. You can just write TTM, TMOD, or GE. And once done, please pass the balance sheets down here and we will take.
इसके पास मैं वो लेके आ रहे हैं चांस लेके तो वापस उसको मिलना पड़ेगा सेपरेटली वो लास्ट 3 सेशन का पेंडिंग
I'm sure you all must have written feedbacks and the feedback slips for the speakers. After the meeting, you may hand them personally to the speaker and you lift them. You may, if you choose, want to write your name on the rear of it, do so that the person understands where he can get it.
One day I wish we have this life.
And while the votes are being counted, just let me go through the meeting again. I did have a very good time listening to both my speeches. Both those speeches were wonderful. First, balancing on the beam, and then I had a hard time keeping my mental balance hearing Satish's wonderfully hilarious speech. I had a great time. And then those two lovely evaluations. Wow. This was as near a meeting perfection as I think we've had in the last couple of meetings. Wish to see more of the same. Can I have a couple of guests come up here and share their experiences with the meeting so far? Yes, please.
My name is Parliamentary. I am a student. Before coming here, I had a lot of courage and I was team today. But after listening to speakers like Toastmaster Shraddha and Toastmaster Satish, I got a bit of inferiority complex. I didn't keep up for table topics. But after listening from encouragement words by Toastmaster Prashant, and he encouraged me to come here and say something. So I think the heart of Toastmaster is motivating others to speak. And I think that's what Toastmaster is making a difference.
At the heart of the Toastmasters movement is the member. And for the member, the other members will definitely rally around, they will motivate, they will encourage, and they will ensure that you become the best speaker that you can be and the best leader that you can be. Yes?
I hope it's worthwhile. Hi, good evening. My name is Sundar. I'm a businessman the last so many years. And what I liked about the last speaker is yeah. I was reminded of Navjot Singh Sidhu's famous speech when he said Sachin was batting at the other end and Sachin was giving Sidhu the confidence. He said, I was Sardar and a 16-year-old boy was giving me the So I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Like I was saying, it was really 18 years back somewhere in a small village in North America that I was exposed to Toastmasters Club, and ever since then I've been thinking I should come and participate in the Toastmasters that happen in India. So here I am, and I'm sure that with this kind of introduction and this kind of energy that I'll be able to come here regularly and become a part of Bombay Toastmasters. Thank you.
Chalo Sundar, let's close the deal. Manish, up to now, his WP membership, you can give a check to Neerav. Okay, we have the results. The best table topic speaker.
Shekhar.
Kamal. This is the Toastmasters and best speakers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Toastmasters still means a lot.
Thank you, Sunil, for inviting.
And the best of big three.
Thank you.
With that, we officially come to the end of the meeting number 202, but we have important business to handle. We have District 98's Credential Chair, Toastmaster Hitendra Badal with us, who will now be requested to perform the extremely important duty of installing the new set of executive committee members for Bombay Toastmasters. Please welcome Mr. Hitendra Badal. Toastmaster Badal is also the Division A Division Director elect for 2016-2017. It's a long time.
Thank you. Thank you for the welcome, Justin. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. The officer installation ceremony is an opportunity to thank the outgoing officers for their effort and the job well done, and welcome the new club leadership team to their roles and responsibilities. The success of any Toastmasters club can be attributed to several factors. Certainly, the leadership and dedication to service of your members is a prime factor in the club success. When we joined Toastmasters, we promised to answer the call of service to our club, and Toastmasters as the need and opportunity arose. Your outgoing leadership team exemplifies the fulfillment of this commitment. At this time, I invite the outgoing officer to please stand. Fellow Toastmasters, your leadership team has been active in many behind-the-scenes activities to help make your club successful. On behalf of your fellow Toastmasters and Toastmasters everywhere, I congratulate you on your success and thank you for your dedication and effort. At this time, I announce all your further duties and responsibilities as club officers of this club will get discharged from 30th June 2016. Please join me in a round of applause for your outgoing club officers. Outgoing club officers may be seated, except the club president. If you have few words to share with the club members, you may please.
have a few words to share.
Last word.
Famous last word. So a year ago when I accepted the honor of being the president of your club, I had said that I was here only because of all the mentoring that I had received all through my tenure as a Toastmaster. Your ExCom team had promised to make mentoring more effective and pledged to continue to uphold the finest traditions of Bombay Toastmasters Club. We introduced the core mentor program and I am elated to see the results have already started to yield fruit. We have had ample proof of the success of this program in the 200th meeting, which was conducted entirely by new members. Fellow Toastmasters, we have had a fantastic year, both in terms of building better communicators and better leaders. We have had 2 area champions, the perplexed Puneet Patel for the humorous speech contest and the mesmerizing Mudit for international speech contest. We've had 2 division champions, Queen Jhansi for speech evaluation contest and the simply superb Sienna for table topics contest. Apart from these reigning champions, we have unearthed so many future champions, it's actually embarrassing. We have had 2 of our stalwarts, brilliant as the district director and Arvind as the club growth director. The lesser known fact is that our VPPR Anand Kumar also served as a district officer as manager, club extension and growth. And for the year 2016-17, distinguished Toastmaster Arvind has once again been elected to the post of Program Quality Director, the number 2 post in the district. Toastmasters Club, where leaders are here. Our VP membership, Manish Kamdar. Our VP membership, Manish Kamdar, ensured that every award for membership was backed by Bombay Toastmasters. The Smedley Award, the Talk Up Toastmasters, and Beat the Clock. He didn't just beat the clock, he smashed it. We had 2 months and 3 months to get that figure. He used to do it in 1 day. The first. And Shivani membership, Vice President, Education Shivani ensured that all the education awards were in place way before time. We in fact got all the required points to be the President's Distinguished Club in December, when the target was June. And in this way, our club became a President's Distinguished Club. Then, just to put the icing on the cake, we also got recognized in the district as a Diamond Club. All of this came about because we believe that together we are 100%. Severe challenges, starting with an absconding president, and continuing throughout the year. There were times when in complete despair I would call up Manish and look for a shoulder to cry on and he would, in his smooth, consoling style, say, "Don't worry, boss, we'll handle it." And he would handle it. But these challenges only brought to the fore our resilience and helped in identifying those that were willing to serve selflessly. Special thanks to Komal, Siana, Pratibha, Andre, Tanaz, Aarti Chonkar, Vikas, Vikran, Shraddha and Omkar, and so many others who I will not name specially. But thank you all you lovely people for making it a very memorable year for Bombay Toastmasters. Thank you to all the members of the ExCom, Arvind, Shivani, Manish, Anand, Neerav, Nivedita, Komal and Dylan. Looking ahead, I am elated by the enthusiasm exhibited by the new members who have come in like a welcome rain, bringing with it the Shuddha, Veeni, Mitti Ki, Khushbu, which cannot be translated. And the promise of new life to new beginnings. Thank you.
Toastmaster Pratibha. Vice President Public Relations, Toastmaster Harshan. Vice President Membership, Toastmaster Atul. Vice President Education, Toastmaster Anand. And President Toastmaster Manish. I am here to install the officers of Bombay Toastmasters Club and to prepare them for the challenges that lie ahead. Their collective challenges is to make this club strong, dedicated to helping people from all walks of life to speak in an effective manner, listen with sensitivity, and think creatively. I ask each club officer to hold a gavel as a symbol of leadership, as I briefly describe the responsibility he or she may fulfill. I request the first club officer, Sergeant at Arms, please step forward and hold the gavel. Toastmasters Komal, you are the incoming Sergeant at Arms. Your duties include arriving early to prepare the meeting room, ensure that supply levels are maintained, greeting early arrivals, assisting the prepared speakers with their props and lectern position, helping the Toastmaster with the award presentation, and other duties assigned by the club president or the executive board. Will you perform this duty to the best of your ability? Thank you. I will now hand it over
to the next person.
Now I will hand over the club manual, the leadership handbook, and the Sergeant at Arms page to Toastmaster. Treasurer, Toastmaster Omkar. You are the incoming treasurer. Your duties include collecting and paying semi-annual dues on time, accounting for all the club funds, preparing checks, processing deposits, reconciling the bank account regularly, reporting the current financial status when requested, and other duties assigned by the club president and the executive board. Will you perform this duty to the best of your ability? You can pass on the gavel. Secretary. I will now present the club leadership handbook and the pin to Toastmaster Omkar. Secretary, Toastmaster Pratibha. You are the incoming secretary. Your duties include keeping record of the executive committee meetings, the regular club meetings. The record forms the basis of many of the club reports and other duties assigned by the club president or the executive board. Will you perform this duty to the best of your ability?
Yes.
Thank you. We will pass on to the next member. I now present the club leadership handbook and the pin to Toastmaster Pratibha. Vice President Public Relations, Toastmaster Harshan. You are the incoming Vice President of Public Relations. Your duties include promoting the club meetings through local media, websites, and flyers. You will utilize creative methods to disseminate information about the club, its members, and Toastmasters in a way that will ensure a stream of guests to attend the club meeting as well as other duties assigned by the club president or the executive board. Will you perform this duty to the best of your ability?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can pass on the gavel. club leadership handbook and the pen to Toastmaster. Vice President Membership, Toastmaster Atul. You are the incoming Vice President of Membership. Your duties include connecting with all the guests before and after the meeting, explaining Toastmaster program, assisting them in their decision to join, helping them to fill out the form, processing the completed membership application, and other duties assigned by the club president or the executive board. Will you perform this duty to the best of your ability? Thank you. You can pass on the other. I now hand over the club leadership handbook and the pen to Toastmaster. Vice President of Education, Toastmaster Anand. You are the incoming Vice President of Education. Your duties include charting a course of speaking and leadership for all the members. That includes finding out the members' goals, scheduling the meetings, tracking member progress, creating a fun meeting environment, and other duties assigned by the club president or the executive board. Will you perform this duty to the best of your ability?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I now hand over the club leadership handbook and the pen to Toastmaster Anand. Club President, Toastmaster Manish. Having been elected President of the Bombay Toastmasters Club, you are the Chief Executive Officer and will be expected to preside at all club meetings, regular and special executive committee meetings, and other club functions. It is your challenge to see that this club enables its members to achieve their educational goals. It is also your challenge to see that your club helps the area, division, district, and Toastmasters International to meet their goals. Please accept the gavel as a symbol of your leadership and dedication to the office. The gavel is a symbol of the power and authority given to you by the membership of this club. Use it wisely and with discipline. Always remember that you are a member of your team as well as a leader. A team is more than a collection of people. It's an emotional force rooted in the feelings, thoughts, and action of all the members with the common goal of achievement, sharing, and mutual support. Work with your team members to create a healthy, dynamic club, a club of which everyone is proud. Will you, as a president, accept this challenge and perform your duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I now request the outgoing president. Before that, fellow Toastmasters, as the presiding officer, I declare the officers of Bombay Toastmasters Club to have been duly installed for the term of July 1st, 2016 to June 30th, 2017. May I now request all the members of Bombay Toastmasters Club to please stand. The growth and development of Toastmasters program in Bombay Toastmasters Club depends largely upon the action of this group. On your honor as men and women of Toastmasters, do you pledge to individually and collectively stand by this club, live with it, and work with it through the balance of Toastmaster years? Thank you. You may please be seated. I request all the officers to take the seat, except the president. I invite the immediate past president, Toastmaster Asne, to please join me here. Toastmaster Hasnain, as immediate past president of Bombay Toastmasters Club, will you offer the president pin to Toastmaster Manish as a symbol of his dedication and service?
Put it in the right way.
Toastmaster Manish, as president of Bombay Toastmasters Club, will you offer the past president pin to Toastmaster Hasnain for his dedication and service?
Okay, I will show you.
Use it wisely, बोला है।
Thank you.
No.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Hasnain. I now request Toastmaster Manish, as the newly installed president of Bombay Toastmasters Club, to share a few words with the members of Bombay Toastmasters Club.
On behalf of the entire executive committee, let me thank you all. It is an honor and a matter of pride to be the president of Bombay Toastmasters Club, where leaders are made. September 14, 2013 is when I walked into PTL and soon became a member. Little did I know then that someday I would be standing here as president. Thank you all for the encouragement and the support. We have in the past 8 years had illustrious presidents who have gone to become leaders not just in their respective fields but also in Toastmasters. And taking over from Toastmaster Hasnain is by no means a small responsibility, as he led us throughout the year despite challenges. There have been trying times for the club, but thanks to the unconditional support from the senior members, the club already has laid a solid foundation. Thank you one and all. In keeping with the mission of Toastmasters, this is a platform to enable each one of us to become better leaders, better speakers, better listeners, and better communicators. We are all from different backgrounds, but there is one thread that binds us all: our craving to learn and improve. Let us keep that fire in us burning as we embark on the new year. Today, we have chosen a new set of people to serve the club as officers. While we may not all be as experienced, we certainly have the passion to learn, to help, and to grow together. We will continue to build a fun-filled and cheerful atmosphere so that you come here not just to improve your speaking skills, but also to make friends, to learn from one another, and become better speakers and better leaders. We will continue to build an inspiring atmosphere so that you feel happy, inspired, and go home with a feeling, yes, I have learned something new today. Thank you once again. Let us make the new year more rocking than ever before. Thank you. meeting will be held on the 9th of July. We shall be getting in touch with you for roles, but if you wish to play any roles, please contact Anand or me, and we'll be more than happy to help out. Thank you. See you all on the 9th of July.